This is Morten from Inkish. It's been a pretty busy day, and I mean, my voice is as bad as it was yesterday, so I can't even use that as an excuse. But I'm very pleased to be with my good friend Mark from Ricoh in the US. And you got a new job, right?
Yes, about a little
relatively
recent. Yeah. Senior Director of Global Product Marketing. It's great to work all over the world and align marketing positions with Ricoh.
With those titles, do you have extended business cards to write?
No, but we can print one on this Ricoh VC40,000 if we want to.
Fantastic. We're here at Hunkeler Innovationdays. I think it's for the entire industry one of the most important events for the digital space, right?
Right. It's hard to beat the backdrop in Lucerne, Switzerland, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, especially us Americans, it's a very exotic place, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's glad to be back. It's hard to believe it's been 2 years, but what a 2 years it's been. I mean, much productivity and change.
But also the journey of products. I mean, if I look at what you have brought to market, I mean, you were so bold to announce the Z75 or C75 years ago, but now it's in the market. You recently announced the VC80,000 that we're talking about later. And yet, even though that is like a game changer, you chose to pick another game changer in the market, the VC40,000, on display for the first time in Europe, right?
We did. So we just showed the VC80,000 for the first time worldwide at Drupa, which was just a few months ago. And in lieu of that, we said, hey, let's bring the VC40,000 because quite honestly, it's one of the world's most installed continuous feed presses. And so there's a lot going on here, and there's been a lot of recent upgrades to the platform that are very important.
Yeah, because I was just about to say that one of the reasons why we chose to bring it here is because of the upgrades. 225 meters per minute, new inks, a really capable platform, basically, right?
Yes, and capable platform because it can connect to just about anything. As you see, the 40,000 it can be mono, but more than likely they're being installed as a CMYK over CMYK device, and then connecting. We have it connected here to the Hunkeler book line, so we're going roll to book right here. Which could go 225 meters given the ink set and the paper that you want to choose. But it's very amazing, very, very cool.
And let's walk a little bit here. Just when you talk about, let's say, this machine, the applications, obviously transactional market, which is still like a growing market in some countries, right?
It is. It seems like it's growing, but moreover, it's converging, right?
Converging, yeah. Okay.
And you're seeing a lot of the older inkjets from around 2005 to 2012-ish starting to be replaced.
Yeah.
And the market's coming. And I think over half the presses we placed worldwide last year were net new to Ricoh. They weren't replacing one of our old machines.
And that is amazing because it basically tells that where the other OEMs may have been focusing more on the entire digital transformation going color and commercial, you have both the commercial side and still very loyal to where you come from, basically, right?
That's right. Of course, a lot of us know we come from our IBM background, which was built in transactional printing, and this has really carried us through. But the recent upgrades and the install base just keeps coming and coming all over the world. It's very exciting to be there. And yes, we're in that commercial print, high-end space as well, continuous feed. We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay, yeah, but I just want to talk about the applications because here we have a book line, but it is transactional print and books. That is where you're focusing with this machine, right?
Yes, so we're showing the VC40,000 and complete with the Hunkeler book line. Yep. The Starbook line, which it starts out with our buffer unit here and moves on into the plow folder and then on into the book block maker. Really completing that publishing aspect of that. Although we could change out this and make it a true transactional, whether you're A4 in Europe or letter in the United States, you can really capture a lot on the market with that, those type of options.
And when you look at a machine like this, and let's for the sake talk a little bit about the book market. Do you still see a huge transformation in the book market in the US as well, going from, let's say, conventional offset or web offset to digital, or?
We do, and I think that's really this whole concept of book of one.
Yeah.
You know, we have the giants like Amazon who are, you order a book online, that hasn't even been printed yet. in many cases, and it goes to one of the printer, hopefully with one of ours, which is booked and bound and then shipped directly to the customer. That's happening all over the world. So that market is really driving from offset to the digital transition, which this is just part of our journey in the book market. The other part's the commercial print that we'll get to, but absolutely, that Book of One's driving the market.
Talking about the market, I also think that, I know that you're global, but I'm just a little bit curious about the American side, because America is different from Europe in many senses, and if you look at, we visited, for example, the state of Colorado, for example, right?
Right.
Where they also have both your equipment and some competitors to Hunkeler,
yes.
right? And I was just wondering, because if you look at that, the governments and the states and things like
yes.
are also big customers of today. Maybe they're very decentralized, but I think that what Mike and his team in Colorado did was very much of centralizing print, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess with your background with IBM, it's easier for you than many others to go into that market.
It does make sense. Yeah. There's a couple options that you're seeing going on, I think, in the market, specifically in the U.S., in that implant, and that is we are going to pull in and not outsource, which calls for VC 40,000s in transactional space. Yeah. Or I'm looking for that. We're in Switzerland, so that Swiss Army knife that can do it all, which may be a machine behind us we'll get to. But there's a few things going, and there's a lot of options in our portfolio to take care of what you need.
I can tell you something, that you are a little bit ahead of what you actually think, because when I arrived in the airport the other day, I saw that the Swiss Army knives can now have different shelves and different colors, and you already do that, right?
We do, and we can print every one of those colors on that.
I know.
As well. I did see that. It was a very good advertisement.
Yeah, I can tell you.
I love the color.
I can tell you, when I saw it, I was like, the founder of Swiss knives, he must be turning in his grave, right?
Yes, because it was always Switzerland red. Is that correct?
But this, I mean, I know that people that are in this industry are like, yeah, that's a book that comes out. But I mean, think of this for a second, right?
Yes, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I mean the Hunkeler plow folder and the finishing equipment complements the Ricoh setup so well, right?
Yeah, we've been working with Hunkeler for a very long time, as you know. But as we moved into some of our new speeds and web widths and specs, and Hunkeler's always responded really well.
That's great.
Most of the vendors do, but Hunkeler in particular, since we're at the Hunkeler Innovation Show, have done a great job of matching what we need and our customers need from press to finish.
Well, let's move a little bit, because I mean.
Yeah, let's change subjects just a little bit to toner. How about that?
Yeah, because I was just about to say, you can't run away from your heritage, right?
And our heritage arguably is inkjet. You know, I
talk about your heritage.
Oh, my heritage, my personal heritage. Yeah, as a commercial printer, I made a couple of dollars on these things back in the day.
I remember when the 9200 was the first?
9100 launched,
I just remember when they came to the market, they were just killing everything, right?
It is still in the mid to high end toner market, still the #1 placed press in the world, year after year. It's been like that since our 9100 platform. So this is platform 3, the 9500, and it's really jumped up in its specs and capability, which is still driving that market.
I mean, I can't help think, because before we turned on the cameras, you said that the official grammage is like 450.
Yes.
But you wouldn't be too surprised if you could put almost double in it, right?
It can run several things. We have a few programs going on around the globe, really pushing the limits of what we can do with this machine, and it's rising to the challenge, let's say.
I mean, when you look at all your competitors and colleagues here, where now this Innovation Days has opened up for both cut sheet and for inkjet, are you surprised that you don't see more toner-based devices around?
You know, I am, and I like the fact that we drive this market along with where we're going to move next to our VC 80,000, but that's really that commercial print market. You don't really sell one without the other in many cases. In many cases, this is our entry to a lot of customers, right? They're going to have some of these, fleets of these, along with offset, and then this just helps create that offset to digital journey. Coupling that with either our Z75 cut sheet inkjet or the continuous feed VC 80,000.
I was thinking, and you may think I'm stupid, is it possible to get them just gray?
Anything's possible. You know that. It's just time and money.
Yeah, okay, so it's more expensive if I make it gray. No, just joking. I think it's really great that you start seeing the machines being decorated, right? And I think that you've been very consistent in your, let's say, animal kind of styles to the machines, right?
We do. We call them our avatars, and it helps kind of relate to what's what in the market. We're going to move to a new avatar we launched at Drupa next. But as you can see, this is the Jaguar. It encompasses our toner fleet, which is 4 products. The Pro C 9500, the top end of that, the Pro C 7500, which is a step below this.
Yeah, but that's the one where you can have multiple colors.
Yes, it does have the 5th color capability, which really expands your gamut and your options, including gold and silver.
Yeah.
Invisible red, which is super unique and fun to play with. And then our monochrome device, the 8400, which just launched here recently all over the globe. And then our entry-level colors are Ricoh 53 or 5400. That's in the market.
I must admit I don't know those ones, but they are like similar form factor or?
Yes, similar form factor. They are a little smaller than this, but really that entry-level commercial print.
So workhorses, but just with a lower volume, basically.
Yeah, quite a bit lower volume.
Okay. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Let's move forward here.
Yeah, I don't want to miss one of my favorite things in the printing industry of all my years in the printing industry, the Ricoh Auto Color Adjuster, which it doesn't look like much, right? It's like, okay, it's
That's
a little,
your favorite
it's
machine.
a little gray box.
That's your favorite machine.
This is my favorite machine. This machine really takes away a lot of the challenges that we see in the market, which is color control. Okay, this machine can do.
Is it like a camera kind of thing inside?
It is. So it's an automated spectrophotometer. We're able to read patches when we're calibrating a press in about 90 seconds. Wow. Which, if you know anything about that, that's 4 or 5 times faster than some of the stuff.
And is that like typically like an offline thing or something you put inside the line of the machines, or?
It's completely offline, which is actually its benefit.
Yeah, because basically you can use it on multiple machines.
Absolutely.
Right?
So we can use it with inkjet web, we can use it with inkjet cut sheet, we can use it in toner, we can use it in offset. And one of the things that it actually does is it automatically calibrates your press. In this case, it would create an ICC profile to calibrate your press, send it back to the press and automatically upload it. All with an operator, kind of like me, that just can hit the button and go next, next, next. So we're taking that labor out of it, right? Let those smart people that used to do that in your shops do something else for you. Don't get rid of them. They're pretty smart, right?
But that's super nice to have these kind of things. And I guess that, I mean, I would say that's sometimes the downside of coming to events like this, that we are always focusing on the newest, the most expensive, and the largest, the fastest, everything.
And I promise you, it's probably the smallest machine out there.
Yeah. And still so valuable, right?
Right. And the final thing that it does, which is just really, really cool and unique, is it has a color matching system in it. And so in the commercial print world, we often see some people bring in reprints and they're like, hey, I need a brochure, I need a book jacket.
You can take that.
I printed these books last year, I need the cover to match because they're all gonna sit next to each other. I can't have my green just a little off. We're actually able to scan the old version, regardless of its print technology, inkjet, toner, offset, doesn't matter.
And then it creates a new
creates
profile.
A profile and a delta of the machine's profile to match what you need to exactly. Again, all in a matter of couple of minutes. That's truly amazing.
Fantastic. Now I understand why that's your favorite.
It's pretty neat. Moving on into the newest avatar to join our global family is the OWL. Our OWL represents our software workflow automation solutions. And the wise old OWL is where that came from, which we always see that our workflow and the integration of those workflow is kind of the brains of the whole process, right?
How did you get the old to stand still for so long time?
AI. That's the answer to everything these days, right?
Yeah. If you can't answer, we can just say AI, right?
So in these workspace solutions that we have here, we have TotalFlow Batch Builder that we use to help not only continuous feed batches, but we can also move that into some cut sheet batches. So it's really helping out the sheet fed as well.
We were so fortunate that we spoke a little bit with Tim Taylor when we were in Telford about it. So in the next film we publish from you, there will be a little bit about this.
It's a pretty amazing product. I think it's a little bit undersold in the market as of now, but it's catching a lot of ground here lately.
But I can tell you, I think it's also like, if you think of this for a second, there's like, I don't know if it's like it now, but when I worked for Xerox many, many years ago, it was and maybe my colleagues from then would disagree, but I think software was something that was often given away with the machines, right?
It is.
But now it's become like a product, but now in that meanwhile, a lot of really comprehensive software developers have, given you a lot of competition, right?
That's a great point, and to that, we also own a lot of software development and have a lot of research and development that are put into these three products in particular. And no, they aren't for free, but I guarantee the ROI, once you get them in, takes care of itself. They might as well feel free.
Okay, fantastic. So now we are getting closer to the, we still have the workflow here.
Still have a data-driven workflow and Ricoh Predictive Insight. Ricoh Predictive Insight does actually come with our newest Ricoh Pro VC80000, which we're going to see in just a few seconds. But that Predictive Insight is really kind of taking a few of our softwares and merging them together and really taking the AI and the capability of the machine and translating that back to the key stakeholders and owners to make decisions real time that are affecting their business positively.
That sounds pretty smart.
Smarter than me, I think.
Smarter than me too, I tell you.
Well, let's finish here with the Ricoh Pro VC80000.
The first thing that strikes me when I see it is that it's very compact, right?
It is. Overall, really, the reason that we built it, it was responding to what the market challenges was, and a lot of we got in the market that everything was way too long, too big. It doesn't fit in my building. It's this, it's that. So what we were able to re-engineer, because it was a ground-up Ricoh engineered product, was we were able to do our printing on top of our world-renowned drying system, which is really the heart of this system.
With the fireflies.
With the Firefly drying system. When it lights up and goes, you'll see little lights. It looks like a bunch of fireflies at night, so that's how it got its nickname.
I think it's a good
Great
nickname.
story.
Good nickname. We are entering here on a flagship product. You announced it at Drupa, and it has a feature that is maybe not being spoken so much about, that has nothing to do with the print heads or the drying, but it's very physical. Tell me.
It is very physical, and that's really the web width. We're able to get to that 23-inch wide web width. So in many letter shops, we're actually able to turn landscape and use the whole web.
And that shows it basically faster, right?
Yeah, that alone, without the speed of the press increases your productivity over 27%, just because you're a little bit shorter getting that paper out, which is really, truly amazing. And when we talk about speed is only one part of productivity, layout's the other.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you've chosen to take a module along and not the full press here, obviously also to show the VC40000. Since Drupa till now, what has the market reactions been so far?
We sold a lot of these on the floor at Drupa. It surprised us a little bit.
So they're sold and just about to be installed?
So we've been constantly installing. So it's been in market. It was in market before Drupa, just a handful. But as we move in and we're installing that base that we sold at Drupa, and then ones we've recently contracted with, all over the world. And that's what's so exciting. We are placing these in markets that we haven't been in. Commercial print industry's reaction's been amazing. And that's really due to a couple things, and I want to point those out. Really, it's the media thickness and the quality we can achieve on that thickness, which we're going up to about 360 GSM. And then the second thing is those speeds, we're able to do that at a 1212 speed, and we're actually doing that at 152 meters a minute. That's almost 500 feet a minute for us Americans. That's pretty fast at those speeds and quality.
That is amazing, and that is like, it's also interesting to see how engineers can drive technology, right?
It is, and you mentioned engineers. I can't emphasize enough the dryer system on this. There's over 100 patents in the worldwide patents on it. So we hope that nobody gets our secret sauce, if you will. But we've actually not been able to not dry anything yet. So we're pretty excited about where that stands. We have quality that's going to keep increasing and increasing, although it's extremely good right now. We're excited about where we're going to be. Speed has been extremely well received across all markets, not only book printing and publishing, but that commercial print market as well.
Fantastic. Mark, last thing, we are here at Innovationdays. What are your expectations for the show?
You know, we wanted to do a couple of things at this show. One, we wanted it to augment what we saw at Drupa. You know, having a show this close to Drupa is always a challenge in the marketing world, right? So we decided, hey, let's bring something a little bit different to the market. We haven't really shown a VC40,000 worldwide at a show in a very long time. You know, that coupled with the transactional DocsNet event that coincides with this, there's going to be a lot of transactional printers here that I think will take particular interest in that. And again, Morten, it's just not transactional anymore. It's the book publishers. It's the light commercial printers that are getting a lot of good things out of the VC40,000.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Likewise. Take care.
All right.